up, or are you just trying to show your gray hair?
No, I was seeing if I had any boogies there. I was trying to see if there was any there, but I was kind of waiting for it to go live to see if there was any there. How
What's
you
going
doing?
on, man? How was your week? People haven't seen us in a couple weeks, actually.
People haven't seen us in a couple weeks because of me. It's my fault. It's all my fault. I think I must be getting old. I think that's what's going on. I think I'm getting old. So last Tuesday, let's there's only a few people in here, but I'm going to tell this story anyways, just because it's a fun story. So last Tuesday, I didn't have anything going on. I was just kind of like being lazy, drinking coffee. My wife decides she's calling into work that she doesn't feel like doing anything. My kids are homeschooled. They've been homeschooled since COVID. So and I say homeschool, but they're more like they do this online stuff. So it's kind of like they do their own thing. We just make sure they're getting it done, which they're all done with the exception of one now, which she'll be done here soon. So we were like, we have season passes.
A little fuzzy. See, it's from your extreme close up.
It probably is from my extreme close up. You probably broke it.
You broke the camera.
I believe that. So I'm sitting there drinking coffee, and we said we have season passes to Cedar Point. We should go to Cedar Point. So we all jumped in the Suburban, drove to Cedar Point, had a great time all day on different roller coasters. We got on some of them that I'd never been on. Some of them, I went on the most epic coaster that I've ever been on in my life. They have it like not too far from me. It's actually rated like number 3 in the United States. Absolutely insane coaster. I'm in the vehicle coming back. We had just ate dinner, and you shoot me a message and go, "Hey, are you going live?"
It was supposed to be on your channel last week, and I'm sitting there going, let's see, I just jumped on, and so I go down StreamYard, and all of a sudden I don't see a thing made. I'm like, what are we doing? So yeah, that's when I texted you.
No, that didn't work.
You see, you broke the camera.
I was trying to see if I could fix it. Trying to see if I could fix the camera. Let's see. We'll make it go all wonky for a second. We'll make it go like all crazy for a second. Let's see. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
You hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. So let me see if that fixed it. But anyway, so I apologize. I was caught slipping last week, which is not normally something that happens, but this time it did happen, and it just happens.
Well, I think it happens. I mean, it's summer. It's getting into summertime. People are available. It looks like it's got the other camera. There he goes.
There we go. There we go.
That's better.
There we go.
I think definitely in the summertime. I mean, we we'll probably announce it again at the end of the show, but we won't be live next week, being that next Tuesday is the 4th of July. And I'm actually taking the family to Epcot to go watch, because they usually throw a killer fireworks display for 4th of July. So we're going to go down there. But, I mean, it happens. We have lives to live and stuff like that. And, we love doing lives and we love hanging out. But, I mean, there's other things in life too.
So I had zero clue. And then even after you text me, my wife looks at me about the time she says, "Who is that?" I said, "Chris just texted me." She goes, "You're supposed to be live." And I said, "Yep." And she's normally the person that keeps me on track, but I think because we just decided we were going to go have some spontaneous fun, we just kind of forgot what day it was. But we had a lot of fun nonetheless, and I appreciate everybody that they can get upset with me because we were just out having fun. So it was fun. What have you been up to?
Not much, really. I just finished up my class on Sunday, so that's a good thing. So I didn't take a second class this semester, so I get the rest of the summer off, which is kind of nice. Until the fall, when I got to take economics.
Oh,
economics. Come on.
Economics is not that bad though. Economics is not terrible. It could be worse. There's other things that you could be doing that's worse than economics. Psychology. You could be taking psychology. I feel that that's
that's what I just took. I took a psychology. I don't remember the number, but it was basically intro to critical thinking.
I hate
it. At first, the class seemed kind of cool because it taught me a lot of things, even some affirmations that I already had. But
that sounds right.
As the class went on, I don't know. it got more annoying,
Yep.
less informative.
Mm-hmm.
That
So
make any
the
sense?
so you kind of did it all online. So I don't know if you had the is how do you know the tree is there? Did you have the whole question, how do you know the
No,
tree is there?
no. We had really, I mean, a lot of it was reading, and then we do like some, tests where it had some questions and some essay questions and stuff like that. The last couple weeks, we got into more of
Thank you,
um,
Christina.
like website media and stuff like that. Where there was one assignment. I'm bad because there's probably at least every class I take. There's probably at least one or two assignments that I'm like, I'm okay with taking a 0 on. Because in my class through online, you can actually, possibly put, numbers in, and you can kind of project to see what your outcome may be to see if it's really going to affect you or not. And so I had one that I was going through, I did all my reading, I did all this stuff, and I had to go to like two websites and compare two different point of views, and I'm just like, nah.
So I kind of had the same thing happen with psychology. It started off and I was like, this class is pretty cool. I can get into
Yeah.
this. It taught me some very like quick things about myself and about the people that I knew. But then it started getting like very like stupid very fast. And one of the things that like quickly turned me off is my professor brought up the conversation of how do you know the tree is there? How
Mhm.
do you know the tree is there? And it was one of those days that I was already annoyed. So when he asked how I know the tree was there, I said, I can 100% prove to everybody at this moment that that tree outside of that window is there. Without a shadow of a doubt, I can prove to everyone.
Yes,
And
but that could be a fallacy.
he says, absolutely. How do you plan on doing this, Mr. Morris? I said, well, if you'll stand up and you'll go outside and you'll run into that tree face first, I guarantee you it's going to stop you. And I never got called on again.
Yeah, and I think that's where in the beginning is cool information. Even when it got into like describing the different types of fallacies out there, I didn't think there was that many types. And then after that, it just got stupid
Yeah,
and annoying.
it was a class that I didn't enjoy. I see that we get a lot of people in this chat though, so let's hit that chat up real quick and let me get over and monitor this on YouTube. I haven't made it to that point yet.
So we have in here early on, and as people come in, of course, we'll hit you guys up even more. We have Zach Bonifer in the house is starting off early.
What
We
is
have
going on,
OTT
Zach?
with G. What's going on, buddy? Appreciate you stopping
TT.
by. We've got Miss Christina Payne, and we've got Kenneth Bird. What's going on? I actually want to talk about a topic real quick, and
All right, what's your topic?
this has to do with
What's up, DC Pops?
how do I want to describe this? I like to go on to different lives to support friends.
Right.
That do lives and stuff like that. Sometimes I'm not always there. Sometimes I'll make a couple comments and then I'll step away. But I try to leave it on to give people as much view time as I can give them. And I have one particular person that I'm not going to go into naming names or anything like that, but I only run into this guy in this one live, and it's a person that I used to maybe at one time considered like a good supporter, and then he kind of did something that just really really pissed me off, and I thought was extremely rude. So I could get into it with you, and I could have a rant online and go on to it with you, but I just don't
We
feel like
probably
it.
should.
Huh?
That's what we probably shouldn't. That's
No,
probably a
I
bad
said I
thing.
should. I'm not. I'm just not going to go into that route and
Right.
give that person that satisfaction of that. But and I think for a while there, me and this other person have kind of had that unwritten. Okay, we're just you do your thing. I'm going to do my thing, and we're going to go about. And then I was in somebody's live recently, or like in the chat, and I was making comments, and that person tried calling, trying to poke fun at me a little bit, and I just it pissed me off, and I didn't say nothing because I'm not going to sit there and ruin somebody's live by getting into it with somebody in a chat. But yeah, have you ever gone into chats to try to support somebody and run into this situation where you unfortunately, as much as you would like to participate in the chat, you just feel like, I'm just not going to get into it with this guy, and I'll just leave until he eventually leaves myself.
That happened to me not too long ago with you, as a matter of fact, on Johnny Funko's channel. I mean, so I 100% understand where you're coming from. 100% understand, and just like you, I won't say anything out loud, but you know who I'm referring to when I say that, and I 100% agree with you. You just leave at that point, because there's no point in having conversations with people that are narrow-minded, and
Yeah.
people that have already decided that for whatever reason that you've done them wrong. There's no reason in having a conversation with them any further than that. I mean, and that's just where I stand with it, and I've had many problems with this person that you're aware of. So I just back away from it and just walk away, because there's no point in trying to give somebody some extra clout, because I feel like that's what that is. I feel like these people are often clout chasing,
Yeah,
and
it's
they're
a good
just simply
possibility.
trying to get a reaction out of you to affirm themselves as somebody that's on the same level as you. Right. And so that's how I look at that. And you have to take that nonsense with a grain of salt. You walk away from that, you be the bigger person, and you don't let them have the confirmation. and
Yeah.
and that's just what you do, and that's how you always do it. Life is too short for all of the other nonsense. Who Dish Tracker? Me and Dish Tracker, we've been at it. I can't even get Dish Tracker to reply to me, by the way. If any of y'all actually
I
know,
have tried to. I've actually sent out, and then again, it's hard because
he
sometimes
has a big account, a
yeah,
big account.
but he also didn't put. See, there's a lot of people that will sometimes put like a business email on
He
their
did not.
account, and
Yep.
he does not.
Nope.
And unfortunately, that's one downside with Instagram is you can send them a message, but a lot of times people that have bigger numbers like
Big
that,
account.
they're never going to see your
No.
message. It goes into this back message thing, and it's something they just
And
never see.
even if they did check it, it's probably has so many more on top of it that they never get to it. But I've tried multiple times to just reach out to him. Before I ever started doing the Johnny Funko as Dish Tracker, I reached out to Dish Tracker and said, "Hey, look, I want to poke fun at this other channel. Now, you may be that channel or you may not be that channel, but I would like you to give me the thumbs up that it's okay first." Right? And he never gave me the thumbs up, so I just went with it. Hopefully, I haven't offended him at some point, but you never know. I doubt it. I doubt very seriously that he cares, but because he is a pretty big channel, I know there's a lot of people out there that do know him. But so if you do know him, one day maybe you should tell him to shoot me a message and let me know that he's
And we're
not upset
plenty
with me.
okay if he decides he doesn't want to show his
Yeah,
face. We've done
100%.
that before with collecting plastics. Collecting plastics just does not show his face,
He's going to be
and we
back on
respect
soon
that.
too.
Huh?
He's going to be back on soon too.
Yes, we're actually going to
Yes.
have him back on soon. He's a good friend of the shows, and we just kind of he's got great information too.
Great information all the time. Really, really smart guy.
Uh-huh.
Really, really smart guy. So SDCC is going to be here July 23rd,
Yeah, it should be the end of July.
and we still have no pops. There is some there still hasn't been any announcement of the pops. There is a few accounts out there right now that are showing. They're saying that the box of fun is supposed to be dropping tomorrow. I've asked for some sources so that I could try and figure out where people are getting the source from and why they're saying that. I haven't seen anything from Funko announced. I haven't seen anything from anyone announced. So maybe the box of fun drops tomorrow. I hope not, because it'll catch me on a bad week. I don't think it's dropping tomorrow, but if it does, make sure you're keeping your eye out on that, because I haven't seen anything announced that it was going to be coming, but there is some people out there saying that it's coming, and there's some leaked photos of some of the stuff that's in there. They're going to have a flash this year, so you're going to have a Freddy Funko Flash, and then they're going to have a Freddy Funko Flash Chase. So he's going to be in the reverse Flash suit in one of them, and then in the red suit in the other one. I don't know. All I know is that it's super strange that we've run this far up to the SDCC and we haven't received a single like announcement as to what's going on. We haven't received none of this. We do know what's going to be going on at SDCC this year, but we still haven't had an announce for it. And I'm going to pull that up here in
Well,
just a
and you
second.
think, especially since Funko has the big 25th anniversary, you would think that and especially SDC has been such an important con in their history, because that's produced some of the biggest, most expensive, pops that have ever come out. Was something that was released at the con. So I am kind of, it is kind of a mystery of what's going on with them.
It really is. And so I say that a lot of the times I come on here with you and I talk about what I could probably break down into videos about Funko news that people just don't talk about. And this right now is one of those like Funko news that no one is really like opening their mouth about. And it's kind of weird to me. It's weird to me like the way that we do Funko news.
Yeah.
Right. So Funko news is always like this is going to be the hottest pop to buy, or this is the pop you should sell, it's never to me like actual like this is why isn't this being talked about, or this is going on and this is not being talked about. And we have a couple of those today that we're going to talk about, like this one. Like there's just not a whole lot of communication going on with Funko at this moment, and there's really not anyone communicating on the outside, which is super strange to me. I had somebody tell me I wanted to say one day, but it's a couple weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, that Funko doesn't feel that they have to advertise, and they don't have to get people to talk about their product like us content creators. They don't have to help fund us with pops and stuff because the product sells itself. Do you believe that?
No, not entirely. I think there has been, as much as I think since Mariotti come up, I think there has been a pullback of their online, their YouTube presence. It's definitely been that. I think that they are sponsoring content creators, but they're doing it quietly at the same time. Because I've just been seeing too many content creators that are, one, either not being honest, and not putting in that they have a sponsored type of video, or maybe not have the formal video of being sponsored. I don't know what it is.
There's a lot of that going on right now.
I
There's look,
definitely
look.
think there's a lot of underneath, because there's people pulling, things that they shouldn't be getting pulled.
Well, see, between me and the chat and everybody that watches this video, I know firsthand that there's a lot of that going on, and I can't like verbally speak about it, but I know for 100% sure that there's a lot of sponsored content that's going on that people aren't how do you say it? What word am I looking for? People aren't disclosing
Yeah, there you
that
go.
it's a sponsored content there. But that is a mistake, and here's kind of like where I'm at with that. Do you remember Ryan's World?
Yes,
Do you remember that Ryan's World was affiliated with this certain product, but they never really disclosed that they were affiliated with it, that they were making money off of it?
I do.
Ryan's World got sued for
Mhm.
millions and lost because they were falsely representing this product because they were affiliated with it. I mean,
Well,
so
that they're actually the sole reason that after that happened is when YouTube, when you upload a video, YouTube added in there, is this a sponsor? Is this sponsored content?
right.
They're the exact reason that was added. And if you take money for a video, especially if it's a video where you have to submit, you have a contract where you have to submit the video for approval before, again, guess what? That's sponsored.
That is
That
sponsored.
has to
That
be
is
notified within YouTube that is a that is sponsored content.
so here's my problem with sponsored content like that. I built this channel, right? Just like you built your channel. I'm not going to ask somebody else for permission to post my content on my channel. It's simply not happening. it's it's something that you will never get from me, is me asking someone else permission to post content on the channel that I built. But anyways, check this out. This is going to be the SDCC setup that they have going on at the SDCC. Christina says, "Do we know what's going to be in the box of fun?" There's some leaked stuff out there, but you know how that goes, Christina. If it's true or not, we don't really know at this moment, like what the truth is behind it. It looks like there's going to be some. It doesn't look like there's going to be a lot of Freddy's. This is what I'm going to use to give everybody a little bit more of an insight on what this box is going to look like, because this box is going to look extremely different than every other box that they've ever done, and I don't even honestly know if they're going to offer them to the general public. And so hear me out on this. They're doing the Funko Village. So they actually did this some years back. This isn't the first year that they've done this. This is going to be the biggest footprint that they've ever had at SDCC. This is 2 times as big as their prior footprint at San Diego Comic-Con. So their footprint is going to be 2 times as big as it's ever been. They are going to do the Funko Hotel. You're going to have the Blockbuster Rewind, which there's a lot of cool stuff that's coming out with this. I know that they're coming out with some Jaws stuff. I know that we're going to see, and you're going to like this as much as I do, we're going to see a lot of the heavy 90s hard-hitting movies that were out in VHS, the ones that went like to the top of the billboards. We're going to start seeing those come out in the Funko Pop. So I
I'm
know
not
that
completely upset by that.
and I knew that you would be behind that one, and I am behind that one. We're going to have the visitor center. Now, each one of these are going to have something different inside of them. Like they're going to have the lounge fly set up. They're going to have the Mondo set up. They're going to have the Funko Biddies set up. There's a whole video that you can go and watch on this, and maybe at some point we'll go and watch it, and we'll try and watch it without the sound on. But this footprint is going to be massive, and this is also where I'm confused, right, on what Funko is doing, why they're not advertising this more than they are, why they are just kind of letting this sit like in the background and they're not hyping it up more than they are. But Funko says that they don't have to, that the product sells itself. They sold, now listen to me, listen to me. Last year they sold 200 tickets to the Fun Day event. So last year there would have been 200 tickets that they sold to the Funko Fun Days. Some
Okay.
of the Funkos and the Funko Fun Day were as limited to as little as 500 pieces, right? I mean, some of the Funkos and the box of fun were as small as a 500 piece run, and then some of them got as high as 4,000 piece. I think that was the cap at the highest number that they got. This year they sold 2,700 tickets
That's a lot.
to the Funko Fun Days. Now they had it capped at 200 tickets for many, many, many years. The fact that they uncapped it from 200 to 2,700
That's a big jump.
tells me that we might not see these being sold to the general public. That might have been the well, if we can sell enough tickets to sell the boxes, then we won't release them online.
Yeah, that's a
Now,
good point.
right. Now, I don't know that that's fact, but think about it like this. If they're only making 4,000 piece runs, and each one of these boxes get one of these pops that are a 4,000 piece run, then we know that they can't have more than 4,000 boxes, right? In theory, there can only be 4,000 boxes.
Yeah.
So if they sold 2,700 tickets, that means 2,700 people have already gotten those pops. That means that you only have another 1,300 boxes to sell if they went that high, but I have a feeling that they did not. I have a feeling that they did not go that high. Now they made a comment in this article that their queue had 50,000 people in the queue waiting to buy these tickets when they went on sale. So that is an astronomical number of people that were waiting to buy these tickets.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That means this is going to be a hot box this year. That this is going to be a flipper frenzy when it comes right down to it. And even if you can get the box, I think it's going to be extremely difficult to get your hands on. I see this one as being one of the much tougher boxes to get our hands on than we've had previously. But I think last year was one of the easiest boxes to get. The year before that was a little bit more difficult. You had to get into the lottery to get it. They haven't announced anything. So everybody that says that they're coming out tomorrow, I wouldn't necessarily like hold that as gospel at this moment. I
Mm-hmm.
would wait and find out because I believe that Funko will announce prior to them coming out. Maybe they won't. Maybe they're back to the old Funko. I kind of feel like they are, where they just randomly drop things on their site. But I hope that that's not the case. I hope that we're not back to the old Funko that does zero communication whatsoever. But it really feels like we are.
Yeah, I mean that would kind of suck. You know, I think they've created a demand and a want and stuff like that. But I could see. I mean, that's a big jump from 200 to 25, 20. What is it, 2,700? That's a big jump.
Big jump.
So I think you could be onto something there with the fact that it may be a con exclusive type thing. Wow, I don't know.
It is a huge jump. Huge jump. Now there's two different boxes that, and I see the DC Pops like brought this up. They have Fun on the Run, but the Fun on the Run is not necessarily a box that you're gonna buy online. So this is what they're doing in that the Funko travel that they're doing. So they have the Funko circus that's gonna be going around, or Funko Carnival is probably a better phrase for it because they're gonna have carnival style games. The carnival style games, you're gonna be able to apparently buy a box there, and that's what they mean by Funko on the Run is that box that you'll be able to buy if you catch them at the stops and that they're going at. So they're going to be hitting a few different stops. The first one starts in Tennessee. Fingers crossed I can make it there and grab one of these guys while they're there. That is my goal, is to try and take a quick 8-hour trip down to Tennessee, grab one of these guys, shoot back home before I have like anything going on. I don't know that that's going to happen, but I'm hoping that it does happen, and I'll do a whole video on it. The box of fun is the San Diego. Look, it's anybody's guess at this moment when it's coming. It could come. I don't honestly think it is. If you go by that logic, I think that if we do see it, it's going to be a lottery system. I think the
Yeah.
lottery system will be another one of those. They really didn't release it to the general public, but they want you to feel like they did. So they made a lottery list of people that they wanted to buy them, and they let these people buy them before anybody else, and then just kind of randomly like pick the rest of the people. Fun on the Run box is tomorrow. But why are we saying that, Zach? Can you tell me like where that's coming from? Where is that
Yeah,
coming?
where's the information? I haven't seen it. I mean, usually Dish Tracker is one that's on top of getting some of that information, and I don't think I've seen him.
Yes, I haven't seen him release that anywhere. I've seen a few other people that have dropped it. That is coming out.
I'm checking right now just to see his Twitter.
But I haven't seen it. I'm on his site right now on Instagram. I haven't seen it. I wish that I would have seen it. I haven't seen it. I've only seen it from a few channels, and no one will quite tell me the source that that's coming from. Like, is that coming from a Funko employee? Is there a website that we missed? Where is that coming from that is being said?
Well,
Any
he released some it looks like a picture of Fun on the Run pops, sodas, and more. He released some of the items that are going to be in it, but it says box retails $105. Um, oh, it did. He did. Fun on the Run box will be available tomorrow at Funko.com. Expected to be between 9 and 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
I still wish I knew like where that was, where we were getting
Well,
that information.
he's pulling a picture from Original Funko, which I was just on Original Funko's Twitter and I didn't see anything, but he's pulling a picture from it. It says Original Funko here to bring the fun to you. Fun on the Run is making 11 tour stops between 7 and 719 with 25 years experience, delivering fun. We're excited to bring new exclusive collectibles of fans two fans as we make our way to the San Diego Comic-Con. The exclusive 25th anniversary Fun on the Run box will be available on Funko.com tomorrow. Stay tuned for more details.
So here's my question, and riddle me this. Riddle me this. If I were Funko, why would I release that box for sale before my actual travel?
Good point. You should
What?
release it on the day you get to San Diego.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't I release it the day that I got to San Diego so that it would force people to come see me?
It does
I
make
mean,
more sense.
so I don't understand like where I wish somebody would give me the source. I kind of just want the source. I see that we're saying that it's coming, but I still don't believe it's coming. Maybe these guys are getting on the road tomorrow and we've missed the information. I don't know why I would sell a box before I actually did the event. I mean, this is not like Box of Fun where you go to the event, everybody opens the box together. This is not that. This is
No.
a traveling display from place to place to place. I don't see it going on sale until they actually make the travel. But if it does, that's another huge mistake by Funko. I mean, that would be another huge L on Funko's part if they sell the box before they actually make the tour.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
know, I
because
agree with you. I definitely agree.
why make the tour at that point if you sold the box? I mean, I thought the tour was all about playing games and buying these boxes. I did not think that
Unless
the
they're doing
tour.
a different setup altogether, but I mean, it's definitely hard to tell. I mean, it looks legit, and I've never known Dish, at least in the time I've been following him, to release preemptive information that he didn't know about. To be honest with you,
Where's Johnny Funko when you need him?
I know, I know. Well,
Where's
he was supposed to be on tonight, but apparently he's having computer problems. We're just gonna
computer
say that.
problems?
Now did you see the picture of what supposedly is supposed to be released?
I'm about to go click back on it. So I
Oh,
don't know
yeah,
that.
you've got the image right there. That I was
Yeah, I
just
don't know that I've ever seen like this tracker was completely wrong. I know that he's been like off on his dates, but I don't think that he's ever
I've seen
just been
off on dates, but I don't think I've
right.
seen him be incorrect with something
Right.
he's posted.
I don't think he's ever just been completely wrong. So I'm not going to try and like open my mouth and stick my foot in it with that one. But I would be seriously confused on why they would sell this box before they did the event. I mean, I would be so confused as to why I sold this box before I actually did the event. So here's my best guess is that you're going to get the Freddy Funko with it's in the wobble head. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's really cool. The chase, the one you see over here with the VHS in the far right corner, the top far right corner says
Yeah, that's gonna
fun
be
for
the
you too.
blockbuster.
That's going to be the one that has the Freddy Funko with the chase variant. So there's going to be a colored and then a gray. They have the Funko Freddy Biddies. It's going to be first Biddies they've ever released. You know they're going to go crazy. And then you're going to get the Freddy with the chase variant. So you could either get the common Freddy or the chase Freddy. I've heard a lot of people say they would rather have the common Freddy. They say that until it happens, that chase Freddy will go way up in price really fast. And then you're going to get the soda here. The only thing that I think so it's going to be a lot of stuff in this box. I hope that it's not tomorrow, though. I hope that it's not tomorrow.
I think it's it's funny is I don't really care about anything on there, but the only thing I do think is kind of cool is the Bitty Pops. I actually think those are kind of cool. It's just another expansion off that. You're gonna get Freddy's and Biddies. I don't know if that's just a complete set right there. They're just doing one full set. Space Ghost, I really don't care much for. I was never a big Space Ghost fan. The Flash is cool, but I'm glad that their most recent movie completely tanked and is horrible. Because I strongly dislike Ezra Miller. But being the Flash and the Reverse Flash on this case, just think it's weak as hell. But
So it's going to be interesting, but I'm still fingers crossed that this doesn't release tomorrow. That if they release it tomorrow, I have no reason whatsoever to go see their truck in Tennessee. I mean, there would just be no reason whatsoever.
Unless it's something completely different. But then again, I think I remember you saying that the VHS thing is supposed to be on that truck.
Yeah,
So
that's 100% supposed to be on that truck. The
yeah.
biddies are supposed to be on that truck. The Freddy Wobblehead is supposed to be on that truck.
Well, and it
Wacky
makes
Wobblers.
sense because look at the box for the
Yeah.
biddies. It's got the truck. You know, the
Yes.
VHS has got the truck. You
Yes.
got pins there. That's got the truck.
Right. So all of these are supposed to be on the truck. If they release it before the truck actually makes its debut, then it's pointless to go get to the truck. I mean, it to me it would be pointless. It would just be pointless at that point. So I order one tomorrow. Why drive to see the truck? I
Good
mean,
point.
what would be my reason? I mean, other than to go say I seen the Funko truck. I mean, right, that'd still be cool, but it wouldn't be as cool than if I went down there and got the box.
Sorry, I just saw something
excuse me.
that made me kind of. Never mind.
What'd you see?
Nothing. I'm not going to point out anybody by any means, but you know, I just see a whole lot of kissing Funko's rear end.
Oh, probably. There's always a lot of that.
Speaking of bitty pops, I know we're getting it's a little bit off the subject of, you know, this whole truck thing, whatever the hell it is. Speaking of bitty pops, did you see what Entertainment Earth just announced today?
I did not. What did they announce?
They released that you can get a box, a case of Disney and Harry Potter bitty pop figurines in single packs.
And what? Oh yeah, seen that.
In the single packs, you can
I
get
seen that.
It's a case of 36.
That seems crazy, right? Why would I want to get them in the 30? So
I don't know. I'm actually more interested in getting that because I know at least I'll be able to get a full set.
the can says 35,000.
$108 for the box of 36.
Look, I'm with you. I seen that today and I thought that was really crazy. Geeking out. It's good to see you in the
What's
chat
up,
today.
Mel?
It's good to see you in the chat today. Space Ghost, it is a 35,000 piece run. It says it right on the can, which is extremely high count.
That's really high for
it is
being
an extremely high count, which
would
means
expect like a 10,000.
it's never
number.
selling out. it's never selling out. it's gonna be there for a while. But hey, look, what do I know? It'll be very disappointing if this drops tomorrow and that they don't wait to have the drop actually when the truck starts making its rounds.
It's right. Oh no, those do look cool.
What
But
do
Mel, come on, you and I need to get some of these individual case boxes of these bitty Disney. We need to do a little video on this thing. Come on.
How much did you say they were?
$107.99.
$107.99 for a whole
Comes on
case?
August. Comes on August for the case of 36.
So keep that case and on your mind because I want to show you something because I kind of had something in the back of this that we were going to talk about. You could buy by the case as well. What do you think of these, the slushies and the black light? So they got the 7-Eleven. I had a friend here recently like shoot me a message that runs a 7-Eleven, was showing me pictures of these. I seen these before they ever like announced or showed. They didn't really announce, which is also kind of crazy. The lack of information that
I
Funko
always
is giving
like
us.
the Slurpees. I've seen them in some of the stores before, and for some reason I just never pulled the ended up buying them. I kind of still like them. I actually am not hating on these blacklight ones because unlike a character where the colors don't seem to match with how the character is, this is a cup and icy. Who the hell cares what the colors are?
So, but they missed the mark though. So the actual 7-Eleven slushies themselves look so much better than these. So much better than these. I mean, so much better.
I really like the glitter ones I had that came.
Well,
out.
all of them were glitter that they did. So they did the 7-Eleven slushies. All of them were glitter. I think that these might even still be glitter, but the cups themselves look nothing like the originals. The originals had the slushy written all the way across it.
Yes,
many,
but
many
I
times.
think there's almost like a new Slurpee logo because we were just downstairs and we were watching something on YouTube.
Killing me.
7-Eleven. It was advertising for 7-Eleven Day coming up next month.
What is 7-Eleven Day?
7-Eleven. Well, it's on
7-Eleven
July 11th. 7-Eleven.
So 7-Eleven has made their own day.
Yeah, they've done that for years, and it's basically just the only thing they do on 7-Eleven Day is they have small Slurpees for $1.
So you're saying on 7-Eleven Day, I can go in and get Slurpees for $1?
Yeah, I think they even used to do small Slurpees for free on 7-Eleven Day, but it's saying $1 now. And yeah, so but I did see that Slurpee logo in the advertisement, so I don't know if they're trying to change the cup look or the naming. I don't know if they're trying to what's it called, repackaging it. I don't know, but I did see that type of logo in there.
So if 7-Eleven gives away Slurps for free on 7-Eleven, is there a number to how many Slurps I could get for free? What if I left the building and came back in 10 different times? Could I get 10 different free Slurps?
Technically, yes.
We're gonna find out. I have a friend that runs a 7-Eleven, and I have nothing better to do than to give him a hard time on 7-Eleven. So this is going to be I'm probably gonna have to make a video on this one. Probably gonna have to make a video on this one. So the app says 7.11 ounces and a hot dog for $1. Oh man, I can do a lot of these. I wonder how many cars can be parked out front of 7-Eleven. I mean, because I've got a couple of dollars that I could do a whole bunch of these. I could make them sick. They'll never do this again. Never do this again.
Oh wow! I just sorry. I Mel that she knows me. I'm a big Disney fan. Of course, most people know me by now. But she had posted up and said, "Did I see the Costco release a Disney Haunted Village?" She thinks she's going to get this. It's $110. I just looked it up. I did not know about it because unfortunately I don't have a Costco membership right now because they're building a new one not that far. So we will once that opens. But this thing's actually pretty awesome. It's basically, let me see if I can get this up. If you guys have a Costco in your area and you like Disney, here, let me put this up real fast. Screen share. This thing's actually kind of cool. It almost has like a Haunted Mansion esque to it, but it's got Mickey, Minnie, Pluto, Goofy. Looks like Donald and Daisy, and looks like the Huey, Dewey, and Louie's over here. And even got a nice little cool little pole with the Mickey pumpkin on it. That's pretty cool. I actually might have to get that, put that in the background.
So is that like a Christmas? Is that like a Christmas village or something?
Sort of. I think at Christmas, a lot of times people have those little Christmas villages that they set up and put a little white stuff over to make it look like foam. I think that's what this is supposed to almost be like, of sorts. But Halloween type thing.
That could be fun.
Yeah, it could be interesting. $110. $110 Costco. Not too bad.
That could be fun. You have to go check that out. You have to make a video and let me know if that's any good. So this is what I'm going to say with the amount of like. This is what I'm going to say, Simon. How are you doing, brother? It's good to see you. I seen you in there. So this is what I'm going to say with like the amount of like misinformation that runs around out there. We kind of talked about this a couple of weeks ago. So according to Funko's post, Funko says that their first stop is going to be on July 7th, and it's going to be in Nashville, Tennessee. If I go to this post right here, right? So I'm gonna go to this post and read this one. It says, in partnership with Walmart, Funko will be bringing fun to you and celebrate the 25th anniversary. We are taking the road trip to the USA for the fans and the roads on tour. Come join us at select Walmart's locations from July 7-19. Now, 19 is a far way away from July 7th.
Yeah.
So either they're not starting at July 7th, or they're going to start on July 19th, or let's just go look at Funko's page. Why don't we just do this a different way? Why not just go to Funko's page? We'll just shoot over to Funko's page real quick, and we'll see what they have, because they have a whole thing about it. So it says the tour is, and the stops are going to start on 7/7 and 7/19 with the 25th year experience delivered like fun to you, right? So if I go to where they're talking about it here, it tells me that it's going to start July 7th, right? It's July 7th, July 19th. July 7th, July 8th, July 9th, July 11th, July 12th. All of these are going to be at different Walmarts, and then it's going to end in July 19th.
Okay.
So if I go back to the disc tracker, he tells me that it's going to start on July 19th. Right? Did I read that right?
Um,
So let's shoot back to Dish Tracker. Yes, come join us at select Walmart locations from July 19th. See how that got me? From July 19th. That means that it's ending at July 19th.
the trick words in
Look
there.
at that trickery. Look at the trickery they got going on
Trickery.
there. The trickery they got going on there. So this is, look, I'm not going to hit the volume. If you want to go see this like with the volume on, go make a trip over to Funko's IG. They actually got something posted on there for once in the past like 3 years that's going to be useful. Not necessarily useful, but kind of entertaining. They tell you how Mondo is going to be set up and how you're going to have the biddies, and they got Funko Freddy speaking in this child's voice, which is kind of weird to me, to be completely honest with you. I didn't think Funko Freddy was a kid, but Funko Freddy, however, is a kid. So try and remember that going forward. Look, I'm not going to hit the volume. Go check it out when you get a minute. It's going to be a cool event. It's one of them that I wish I was at, because it is going to be an epic event if you're there. It'll be interesting to see how Funko controls the lines. We know that historically Funko has had problems when it comes to like controlling their lines and controlling the way things are sold. So it will be interesting to see. It did look like all of those like buildings had their own roped off sections. Target is coming out with some new black light Spider-Man, Spider People. Spider People is
Well,
probably a
this is
better way
off
of putting it.
the new Miles Morales movie.
Christina has always got my back. It's going to be the 7th through the 19th. Christina, it took my little brain a minute to catch up with that, but it finally got up with it. It finally caught up to what was going on. You say this is from the new
This is
Spider-Man?
from the new I don't remember what the hell it's, but yeah, it's the Miles Morales, the animated movie that came out from Sony.
So are they ever going to stop coming out with these? Is Sony for indefinitely coming out with different like Spider-Man that Spider-Man, Spider? What do you
Well,
call
definitely,
these?
Sony has definitely hoard out the licensing for everything Spider-Man. I mean, why not? You probably paid a pretty penny for that licensing, and might as well let it come out pretty well. And the Miles Morales series, I heard a lot of really good things. I haven't seen the newest one, but the first one was very good. I've heard a lot of good things about the newest one, but I don't see why we have to blacklight everything.
So here's my question
Let's
though.
just stop doing this.
Here's my question. When are we gonna like change the name? They got that jumbo. That jumbo is pretty hot. I'm not gonna lie.
But here's the problem, though. You're gonna blacklight even both of those. Just sitting right there on that screen. I've seen just from having the box, purple does not blacklight well.
It doesn't. No,
It doesn't.
purple does not blacklight
So you
well.
have an entire jumbo size Miles Morales that's all purple. That when you put them under black light, it's going to be very underwhelming.
Yes, the eyes will look really good, and that's about it.
That's probably that yellow is going to be the only thing.
Yeah,
That's cool.
the eyes, the blue looks pretty good under black
And the
light.
yellow one
Yellow
is
is going to
chest.
look really good.
Spider-Man logo look cool, but everything else is going to suck.
But here's my question to you, and the chat, you're more than welcome to jump in on this one if you'd like. When are they going to change it from Spider-Man to Spider-Person? Because there's a lot of Spider-Mans that aren't man.
I don't know. I think they keep it as a generalized, because I mean you got Spider-Gwen, that I think that's how they changed the difference. Whereas they got Gwen, so it's Spider-Gwen and not Spider-Man. So I think that's how they adjust the difference on them. Whereas all the rest of Spider-Man, yeah, they're men.
I'm waiting.
So the only female one would be Gwen, and she's
No,
got her
there's
own.
different female ones now.
I don't know. I haven't seen the new movie, so I don't know.
There's different female ones now.
They do have a Spider Woman.
Yes,
you are correct.
So look, there's two of them right there. There's two of them right here, and then there's the, I want to say that this
That's Spider Gwen,
but then the other two right here, right? You have two others right there. So what are they?
I don't know.
I need somebody to start helping me out with this. My little brain is having a rough time with this. I want to say Spider-Man, but I know that they're not all a man. So
I don't know, because I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know what characters those are, and I don't really recognize them from comic books. I do know DC Pops is correct. There is a Spider Woman. That comic probably originally released maybe 3-4 years ago, something like that. pretty good comic though.
So it's Spider-Man and Spider-Woman. I got you.
Yeah,
I
they
got
do have a
you.
Spider-Woman.
That makes more sense to me now, because you can't call them all Spider-Man. If they're not a man, it's not a Spider-Man.
Yeah, and the only one that gets a completely different one is Gwen, because Gwen
Spider-Gwen.
Stacy is just Gwen Stacy.
Anyway, so those are really hot. I wanted to bring those up. I just recently made a video not too long ago about the limited edition Snoop Dogg. I fear that this is about to be overshadowed, which is another reason why I don't think they're about to release anything anytime soon.
Probably.
You have the Snoop that's going to be, check this out, in the blue crypt suit. That's going to be a limited 15,000 piece run. That's going to be another one of those Funko Shop exclusives. This is going to be a pretty hot pop to get your hands on. But here, I want you to riddle me this for a second, though. I want you to riddle me this.
Okay.
So do you remember, probably about a month ago, we did a live where I went off on Snoop being dressed in something that could be considered gang related or could be offensive to a certain group of people?
Wasn't that the Steelers jersey?
That was this outfit that he has on here. So that was this blue crib outfit that someone had painted over the store. So somebody had come in and they said that it was another gang came in and defaced Snoop's pop that was painted on the wall in this blue outfit. So here's my question to you now. Did someone really come along and paint over this, or was it a publicity stunt for advertisement for this?
Probably a little bit of both, because I mean they say, no publicity is bad publicity technically, but I mean could have been both, to be honest with you.
So was it a publicity stunt? Because I once I seen that they were coming out with the Blue Crip Snoop. I said, "Oh, that was 100% a publicity stunt." They probably grabbed a spray can at the end of their shift, walked out there, spray painted red over it, and then called the cops the next day and put it in the newspaper that somebody defaced the Snoop Dogg that was directly across the street from the stadium. And I don't know what stadium it is, but the store is directly across the street from the stadium. So was it really defamed, or was it a publicity stunt? I don't think we'll ever know, but I have a
No.
feeling that it was 100% a publicity stunt. is what I
It's a
think happened.
very good possibility and a very good point. I mean, nobody will ever know, but hey, if you can figure out a way to get yourself some good, some extra publicity, I mean, why not?
So now I think that they were just publicity hunting for this pop right here that's going to be coming out. They got the Snoop Pimp. You can already go get this one at Hot Topic. My Hot Topic started advertising it actually before I seen it on the Funko site, which was super weird to me. That goes back to me saying that Funko is they're having an information problem getting information out there. I expect to see this one within the next week. I think that we'll see this one actually before SDCC. I
I
think
think so too.
I think that they will feel that SDCC is strong enough that this pop won't affect the sales of the SDCC. I 100% believe that we will see this one before that. So I don't really know how that's going to play down when it comes to also seeing the other boxes that are out there. I was going to talk about a pop, but I kind of got sidetracked when we were.
Hold on. I just found something that
What you got?
I didn't know existed. First of all, oops, I hit the wrong button.
What you
Never
got?
mind. Trying to remove this. I gotta reshare the screen. Of course, because I scrolled through multiple things, but I was just happening on Entertainment Earth's website because I was looking at that box. But when the hell did this come out, and when the hell did anyone even know? Because this thing is awesome, and I might just have to go find it. I might just have to pre-order it.
That's been out for a while. So I think that
What?
was actually I think that was one of them that was supposed to have came out last year, but it was like slow rolled and it's coming out. It came out January or February of this year. It's been out though for
Oh,
quite
I'm
a
gonna
while.
have to get this just for my Halloween display because that thing is awesome.
It has 100% been out for
$30.
quite
That's pretty not bad at all.
100%. It's been out for quite a while. So the Funko still has some stuff that's kind of looming over the top of them at this moment. Funko is still like having to deal with lawsuits that are going to be going on with the whole They didn't disclose the proper information. Guys, that is still very real. That is still like it's still going on. You know that it's intensifying, that it's going on because there's actually like lawyers now that are like, the ambulance chasers. I know you know which ones I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually see them online now, and they're like, hey, if you lost $50,000 on Funko stock, give me a message and we will handle the case for you. This is 100% a legitimate thing that's going on. This is not like the one they did before where it was kind of like maybe they were being deceitful, maybe they weren't. So this is 100% a real thing, and it is something that is probably going to affect Funko in the future. Just keep your eyes out on that and just watch that, because at some point that's going to have to play out. I don't know when that's going to play out, but at some point it is going to play out. Have you ever thought about a limited edition car? Have you ever thought about that?
Well, like a real car?
Like a real car, like
I think
a
they do
real
that with
car
like,
with a
super high end, motorsports and, Lambos that they only make so many of and things like that. But
what would you think would be a number of a limited edition car?
I don't know. 20?
Toyota is coming out with their GR Supra. Check this thing out. So it's a GR Supra that'll be coming out, and I think they said 2024 is when this one's going to make its
Well, I
debut.
remember when the Supra was always a big popular car, back in more of the 90s.
Right, 100%. I think even to this day, Supra is still a very popular car when it comes to your foreign
I think
car
they stopped making
enthusiasts.
the model many years ago, though.
So Toyota is coming out with their 45th anniversary GR Supra. This thing is going to be limited to a 900-piece run. So there will only ever be 900 of these in the world.
Well, that's where you're going to get the super fans in there. I think it's a pretty decent. I mean, knowing the old Supra compared to this one, I think they did a pretty good job. Taking what most people loved about the Supra and kind of putting it back into this, but bringing it up to the newer age. So
Well, they
I think they did
100%
pretty
admitted
good.
that this car is designed and inspired by the Paul
The
Walker
Paul
Supra.
Walker one from
Yes.
the original Fast and Furious
Yes.
movie. Yes,
So they admitted that this one's 100% inspired from the movie. This thing is sharp. It's gonna
it
have
just doesn't have the guy going like this.
the guy going like, "What?"
They had on the decal of the Paul Walker
Oh,
one.
yeah, yeah,
It had like,
it was Excalibur is what it was.
yeah, is that what
Excalibur
it
was
was?
yeah, it was Excalibur that was on it. He was holding the whole, whatever you call that thing, a yeah, javelin.
Something like that.
Yeah, he's holding the whole thing. So, I've never heard of a limited edition car. I didn't know that that was even a thing. This thing's gonna be a 900-piece run. I can't imagine, like, what 900-piece runs sell like. What do they sell like on the aftermarket is even a better question. It's
Probably
gonna have
quite a bit.
the 19-inch wheels with the whole graphic patching, package. It's gonna have the adjustable rear wheel. They don't really, like, disclose how much horsepower or what kind of performance package is going to be in it. This thing is
But with
going
high
to
limited, it's also going to
be
open up the world
sharp.
of fakes.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think that people would fake a car?
Yeah. Easily.
No.
Oh yeah.
Why would you fake a car? What would be the purpose in faking
High
a car?
money, high value.
What?
Oh
You're
yeah.
killing me. You're just killing me. What do you think do you think that you could resell a limited edition car for more than what you paid for it?
Probably, most likely.
That can't even happen. You're killing me right now.
I mean, it's not no different as flipping a pop to flipping a car. It's limited edition, and the amount was already sold and done like that. But you go from there.
So I got some pops that I want to talk about, but before we get into those, did you see that the 55-year anniversary Hot Wheels are coming out and you can buy these things by the case?
Oh
So
wow!
when you said case earlier, I thought, well, I that's funny because I wanted to talk about the Hot Wheels that are coming out and the fact that you can buy these things by the case. So you can go to Entertainment Earth, they're $37.99. They look really cool. There's a Camaro. I'm going to be actively looking for some of these, to be completely honest with you. There's a Camaro. There's an
Well,
old
Hot Wheels are still
vintage.
highly collectible.
Hot Wheels are still highly collectible because they're still affordable, and that's where Funko met the market, right? Funko met the market with a collectible that was pretty cool that you could buy at an affordable rate. They've kind of been pushing past that, and I think that that's a lot of the reasons why they're having the problems they're having today. They don't want to admit that because you have this whole corporate greed that's happening right now that's not slowing down by any means. Not slowing down by any means. I just heard somebody here not too long ago tell me that the market was extremely off for what they were selling something for, and I thought, well, if you raise it another dollar, I wouldn't buy it. So I don't know that I would say that this market is extremely off. If your profits haven't changed, then it tells me that you're just after more profit. Is what I get out of that. Hot Wheels are still very affordable. I mean, if you're getting 27 of them at $37, what is that? $1.25 a piece, $1.10. It's not a whole lot, right? I mean, you're $1.25 a piece, something like that. I think that these things are going to be really cool. If you're into Hot Wheels, it's probably something that you should look into. I think that I'm going to pre-order a case of these. I've kind of been in this like, am I going to do it? As a young guy, I collected Hot Wheels like hardcore. My mom still has boxes upon boxes upon boxes and unopened Hot Wheels that I have at her house. So at some point, I might like jump into this. That looked like a lot of fun. Did you recently see the Spider-Man that Funko put up for sale? Did you see this one?
Facet.
You seen the Facet Spider-Man?
Yeah, I just saw the Facet, and I saw that Chase said he bought it. Like I said, I think it went up. I saw it because somebody in one of our groups that we're in had posted it up, so that's the only reason I saw it. I don't know. Like I said, I'm a big fan of the Facet. I know a lot of people are not.
I am not.
I'm a big Go back to that box again.
I'm not a fan of it. It's
Actually,
it just says.
Hold on. There's something about this though that I don't know if anyone picked up, because you got to think it is Marvel. Of course, it says
Yep.
Marvel up on the top, and I don't think I noticed this on the other ones, but it does make sense. All the Facets are Disney.
Yes.
Licensing. Darth Vader's Disney. The Tinkerbell one, which I still need to get because that one I think is cool. That one up there, but I love the fact that this box is a Disney 100 box.
This box is the Disney 100 box.
They all are, I think, in fact.
It is pretty wild in the fact that it is the Disney 100 box. I'm kind of confused on why it's a Disney 100 box. I almost.
It doesn't. Maybe that's just what they license it for. I mean, what? Yeah, no. Oh no, my Tinkerbell. See, my Tinkerbell says Disney 100 up on top.
So here's my thing
about the Minnie Mouse.
This is how I feel about it. Disney owns. Here. Let me move this down real quick.
There's your 100 on the top, but it doesn't have it on the bottom, like that one does.
So Disney owns the right to Marvel. I 100% understand why they like put that on there. I get what they're doing. I really do, but I don't feel like they should try and cross brands like that as hard as they are. They have Marvel has its own brand, Disney has its own brand, Star Wars has its own brand. Don't try and mix your brands too much, right? Because what happens is that if for some reason I lose Star Wars, right? For whatever reason I have to sell Star Wars. So then what do I do? I come back to Star Wars.
Become even more popular because they were ones that like that.
Do I have to come to Star Wars at that point though and say you have to take Disney off of all of your stuff? Because but you put it on there. you associated those two together.
Well, I don't know if that would ever happen, but I think there's twofold to this. One, I think having that Disney 100 just down there on the bottom, because doesn't look like there's any Disney 100 anywhere else. We don't see the back of the box. We're not 100% sure. But having that one thing on there, it's gonna entice the hardcore Disney fans such as myself, because I noticed it right away. Whereas a lot of people may not notice that right away. And the only thing that got me is by the color, because the specific, I guarantee you that the nameplate, see how shiny that is, and they kind of did the gold.
It's going to be
with the Disney 50. I guarantee that bottom's going to be shiny like that, and I think that makes for a really cool box. So I'm wondering if Disney licensed the certain characters to be facets, but the agreement is they had to have the Disney 100 on them, which is probably a good possibility.
I don't know. So I wanted to pull these up for two things. I wanted to talk about my Cocaine Bear because I just felt like we haven't talked about Cocaine Bear enough. I don't think that we can have a conversation that does not talk about Cocaine Bear enough.
I
Right?
personally don't get this one. To be 1,000% honest. I know Cocaine Bear has been. I think it was on. I don't know, one of those streaming.
It's a movie.
It is a movie, but it's been on
Yeah.
the streaming channels for a while. I think one day I started playing it, and
Did you lose brain cells?
I got bored as fuck. I probably have watched maybe 15 to 20 minutes of the movie, and it was stupid as hell.
Well, I hear that they're coming out with one called Fentanyl Ferret. That's what I
Just stop. It was not that. It couldn't have brought in that much damn money. It was stupid.
So let me tell you what this movie reminds me of. Do you remember the Blair Witch Project?
Yeah.
This movie 1,000% reminds me of Blair Witch Project.
Hell, I found the Blair Witch Project more entertaining than this thing was.
As a matter of fact, listen to me, hear me out. Me and you could have made this movie. We could have bought some $1,200 Red Dragons, right? We could have bought some gimbals that sit on our shoulders, some shoulder mounted gimbals. We could have gotten some Rode mics, some decent mics, not anything over the top, and used our laptops to make this movie.
Most likely.
And all we needed was somebody to hype it up for us. That's all we needed was somebody to build the hype. I don't understand these movies. I haven't watched this movie. I don't plan on losing brain cells.
The dumbest thing about it is I'm surprised they got Natalie Portman to do the damn thing. I figured Natalie Portman's a much bigger, actress than playing in Cocaine Bear.
I agree with DC Pops on that Spider-Man. It's definitely a money grab. So here's the thing that I was going to point out, though, and this is kind of why I come to the page again. Funko has still not learned their lesson. Either Funko has not learned the lesson, or Funko is still having pops they're just releasing pops that were already mass produced because they're still not selling out of anything. Anything. They didn't even sell out of this thing, and this thing was a limited edition.
Yeah, I gotta say I can't let my daughter see that one because we got her first Loungefly bag for her birthday at the beginning of the month, and now she wants more. So if she sees this one, yeah, I'm gonna be screwed.
So that one is a 4,000 piece limited edition, but I went on here earlier because I thought, well, I wonder what Funko, because I seen that Chase had posted the Spider-Man on there, and I thought to myself when he posted that Spider-Man, I said, well, if anything is gonna sell out, right, it's going to be that Spider-Man. If there was going to be a singular thing that sold out that's been posted in the past 3 months, it was going to be the Spider-Man. So I have to fall back on the idea that they are way overproduced. And I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know how many they put out, but I agree. And especially for the fact that the facets have gotten a 50-50 type of fanfare. Either you like the facets or you don't. I mean, that's really what I've come. There's no really middle ground between it. I think it comes down to the characters, whereas I know Chase, of course, got the Darth Vader. And mind you, I know he's not on here tonight, but I know he gave me some crap the other day for giving him crap because I know we pick on Chase for getting every single Darth Vader, which again, it's always the same pose. He poked back at me because y'all know me. I got another one for Father's Day. I have to have all Walt Disney pops. And yes, is it Walt Disney over and over again? Yes, it's Walt Disney, but I don't care. I gotta have all of them. I see him getting this one. I know he didn't get the Minnie Mouse one. I know he didn't get the Tinkerbell one. But I mean, I could see him keeping this one. But I don't know. Like I said, I think they're cool. I know a lot of people out there don't think the facet ones are cool. I don't know. It's a hit or miss, I think.
I'm just simply not into them. It doesn't do it for me. Even if they came out with a Deadpool facet, I don't see myself getting it. I'm not a fan of how they look. It just doesn't do it for me. So I don't know. I don't understand it. But out of all of them that I've seen, I thought if any of them were going to sell out, that was definitely the one that was going to be selling out. that was the one that you would want to keep your eyes out on. Once again, we have nothing coming from Funko on the idea of when we're going to see things. I know that they have these killer clowns that's going to be coming here soon, so you're going to have the Killer Clown 1424. These are
I'm
all
not into those ones.
these are all Funko Shop exclusives. The Killer Clowns from Outer Space have a huge cult-like
Oh,
following.
they do
It's
completely.
it's kind of insane to me,
What?
especially
Well,
like
I think too that a lot of people that like I mean I can understand it. Everybody's into what they're into. I like Disney. Doesn't mean everybody does. Whereas you got a person like Jazzy that is a huge horror fan. That's all she
yes,
mainly collects is horror stuff. And I respect that, and I can probably sure that she's probably getting the clowns. I first of all, I remember watching the movie. I thought it was incredibly cheesy as hell. Um, but that's just my own perspective. I respect if you want to do that, I respect that.
they also have the Jumbo Snoop that's going to be coming out soon, that is going to go right beside my Jumbo Biggie Smalls, just in case you're wondering who's gonna buy these. I'm going to buy the Jumbo Snoop to go directly beside my Jumbo Biggie Smalls. Absolutely, 1,000% going to do this.
That's a cool
I
one.
That is a cool one, and that's one of them that I kinda did, like, a whole talk about here the other day, but I kinda forgot to talk about the Jumbo Snoop when I did this. It was after the video was over. I was like, "Oh, I kinda forgot to, like, talk about, like, the Jumbo Snoop." If you're wondering what he's doing with his hands, he's supposed to be dropping the mic, like, drop it like it's hot, he's dropping the mic, but anyways.
I can see
Anyways.
that.
So what that's what's going on at that moment. Super, super, super cool stuff coming up from Funko.
Now I do have one topic. Of course, this is off of Funko. Of course, we're going to go. I want to go a little Disney because there's something that's been going around that there's been a lot of. I guess being a Disney fan, I can understand some aspects of some creators out there being very, want to be original with Disney, especially when it comes to Disney World or Disneyland,
I
like
would
the
be.
old school style. What's that?
I said I would be original with Disney.
Um, I can understand it as well. There's a lot of aspects I think that should never be changed, but I also think that there is constantly evolving and changing that needs to go on. And I foresee that there's something that's going to change soon with at Disney World, and there's a lot of people that are up in arms about it. But here's the thing. Okay, you've been to Disney World, correct?
Yep,
Magic Kingdom,
100%.
perfect. We're gonna talk Magic Kingdom now. We won't know anything for facts until um, Destination D23 this September, which I will be live streaming. But um, they pegged something last year at the D23 Expo about beyond Big Thunder Mountain. Well, what does that really mean? That means some new licensing coming into the parks, possibly villains, possibly Coco, maybe even Kanto. But where are they really going to put it? Well, have you ever been to when you're at Magic Kingdom? Have you ever been to the Rivers of America?
I probably did. I don't remember. It's been a while.
Well, Frontierland, of course, has this river area, and it's got this big steamboat out there. And you kind of, if you want to take the steamboat, it's a little trip around.
I did not
It
take the steamboat, no.
shows like some Native
No.
American, robot type area, stuff like that.
Right.
Plus, they've got the island. The island is called Tom Sawyer's Island. Now, they used to have a Tom Sawyer's Island over in Disneyland, but it got changed many, many years ago to Pirate Island when the Pirates of the Caribbean movies were coming out big. And they also created the Phantasmic show on that island as well. So over in Disneyland, that island is much more important because much more is done with it. Out here, it remained Tom Sawyer Island, and what everyone has up in arms is what is most likely going to mean beyond Big Thunder Mountain. Well, the only thing right next to Big Thunder Mountain is the Rivers of America, so that is most likely going to go. But everyone's like, well, they're going to get rid of the island. They're going to get rid of the Tom Sawyer Island. Okay, let's take a look at this real quick. First of all, I've lived out here for 10 years, gone to the parks quite often throughout the year. Not once in my 10 years have I ever gone to Tom Sawyer Island.
I've never did, and I was there.
I've maybe have been over there once, maybe twice in my entire life. It was boring as hell. There wasn't much there. The old fort's kind of cool, but it's basically like a museum piece. The caves are just kind of fun to scare people in, and they don't have any eating or sitting because they used to have it over there with Aunt Polly's, but it apparently became too difficult to get food over onto the island to be able to sell. So there was none of that anymore. So really, who is going to Tom Sawyer's Island that's making that much of a case for it to be gone? Nobody. I mean, come on. I don't know many people that's going to be able to even tell me the last time they even were on that island. Because on top of it, the many times I've been there recently, they're not even running the rafts that take you over to the island. So nobody's going over there. The steamboat, okay, I get it. Some people still go on that thing. But you know what? If you want the Rivers of America, go to Disneyland.
You better go do it now. Go do it now. Just go do it now. Get it out of your system. That way, when it's gone, you're okay with it.
Like I said, for the most part, we won't get the full announcement until September, but it's most likely going to go. Again, I don't really see them doing it. Last time I was there, they weren't even running the boats, and I think the most that the River of America gives Frontierland is the ambiance, the look of it. So I say, as long as Disney does the changeover correctly for Beyond and into some other licensing, I think it's going to be good. Here's the other thing, and this is where it brings me back to the whole argument of Splash Mountain. Everyone wanted to be up in arms about Splash Mountain. I'm looking at the positive side. I'm looking on the positive side of bringing a license and a character and a new generation to a ride. Nobody knows who those characters were. How many kids read Tom Sawyer or
Zero.
even know who Tom Sawyer are anymore?
Zero.
So
no one knows that story anymore.
My kids don't know it. And so when you tell them, hey, that's Tom Sawyer's Island, that's the picketed fence that he started painting, and they wrote their names. Who's that?
They're like, yeah, who's that?
Again,
who are you talking about?
As Walt said many, many times, the parks will never be complete, as there's always progress to be made. And sometimes when there's something that is old and needs to be updated, guess what? It needs to be updated to a new generation. So I welcome the change. I like some things that are old original, but you know what? If there's a reason for doing it, then do it. That's the way I say it.
Very well put. So Pop Scott says that I can't mix the East Coast and the West Coast. I'm going to have big problems.
I think if you're going to do it, you got to do it with Biggie and Snoop.
I got to do it with Biggie and Snoop. If I'm going to put it, it's got to be Biggie and Snoop. They haven't come out with a Biggie. They haven't come out with a 10-inch Tupac yet. But if they came out with a 10-inch Tupac, I could put them in the studio and they could have a beef.
That'd be
in
cool.
the studio. So they should come out with a 10-inch Tupac so that I can put them in the studio.
Hey,
so him and Biggie can have a
that
beef.
could make for some good TikToks.
That could make for some great videos right there. I could make a whole video on the Tupac Biggie beef while I'm not in the studio. Because when I'm not in the studio is when they're going to be like going at it. That's when it's going down.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when the stuff happens, is when I'm not in the studio. I have to poke the bear a little bit, though, before we get out of here. DC has announced their new card game that's going to be coming out. They have started the Kickstarter for this already. So Universal Studios has already started a Kickstarter. Why they did a Kickstarter to make the cards, I don't really know. I don't really understand how that works or why they would do that. But they 100% have a Kickstarter already going for the DC card game that's going to be coming soon. See, I know that you're excited to hear about
this is what annoys me, because first of all, everybody that knows me knows that I'm not a DC fan by any means, and I think DC is a complete, most of their characters are ripped off from Marvel anyways, but that's a different story. Here's the second part about this that actually is an underlying thing, that this is Universal, right? Is that what you said? Universal is promoting this. So this is what annoys me even more. If Universal is putting a lot of funding into DC Comics and DC stuff like that, let go of the Marvel contract. Let it go. Because, of course, if anybody knows, out here in Orlando area, many years ago. Just as a quick run through, Marvel sold some rights to Universal Studios for Islands of Adventure, and they I'm trying not to read. I read a couple words of this one. I'm trying not to comment on this, but they wanted Marvel characters so that way they could build the superhero land at Islands of Adventure. And it's a never-ending contract. So once Disney bought Marvel, they couldn't use any of these characters in the Walt Disney World. We can't even get an Avengers campus. If you're gonna have DC, switch out. Move those characters into Islands of Adventure, make that DC area, and give Marvel back to Disney so we can have a damn Avengers campus.
he said put it on the island and
Actually, okay, I'm in agreement with that. I'm in 100% agreement with that. Now let's talk about this. When is this coming out?
So it doesn't really say. It just says that the Kickstarter started. It's Universal, some other company, Cryptoland or Cryptozoo or
Yes, but have you noticed that the timing on this?
100% I call it the timing. So in August, August 3rd, Disney is going to be releasing their game that's going to it's actually going to be released in Indianapolis at the Indianapolis Con.
Lorcana?
Yeah, Lucana. I will be at the Indianapolis Con to get this. This is the only reason that I'm going.
So bad.
Huh?
I want the Disney one so bad.
It's the only reason that I'm going to the Indianapolis Con is to get the original first packs that they release. Then they're going to
you got to hook me up with some first
absolutely
packs.
I've got to hook you up. I know this. I got you. So they're going to be coming out with the original August 3rd is going to be coming at the Indianapolis Con. Then a month later you'll be able to buy them in the stores. I 100% see what they're doing here, and I'm sure that anybody who's been keeping up with the Disney Luna that's going to be coming up soon, that this is a poke at Disney for coming out with their game.
This is completely Universal versus Disney.
Yes.
In its best form, because Disney has been promoting Lorcana for a while, and also now this comes up and releases just the week before.
Yes. so I 100% see what they were doing there, and I mean anybody with a little bit of brain cells can see what Universal was doing there. They were like, "Hey guys, we're coming out with a card game too, so don't get like too caught up in the fact that Disney's coming out with a card game because we're going to have the difference I see between what Universal is doing and what Disney is doing is that Disney looks like it's very like they're more structured into the Disney characters. From what I could see from the packages, it's going to be Disney characters. This is going to be DC characters. I also see Disney coming out with a Marvel one as well. So
here's what I think Universal is screwing themselves with this. Okay, I don't know. I'm not a DC fan, so I don't know what their lineup of characters are.
Well, they have some heavy hitters. I've always been a huge Superman fan. Always.
I'm not talking about their heavy hitters. Everyone knows about DC's heavy hitters. But how many characters does DC actually have?
Bazillions that nobody knows about.
Compared to the amount of characters that Disney has to play with, because you got to think about this. We're just talking, the only thing they're talking about right now is the basic Disney lineup. The actual Disney licensing is probably going to be in the first multiple chapters. And then I can completely see them doing a Marvel chapter. I can completely see them doing a Star Wars chapter. I mean, just how many they can bury them with the amount of licensing that they have.
Well, that's what's going to have to happen inevitably, but I think they're trying to get in front of that. Is what I think's happening right now. Is they're trying to get in front of being buried under that, so they're trying to get their like ball rolling before Disney hits the streets with Marvel. But we all know that it's inevitable. It's gonna happen. It's just a matter of time. But I thought that I would poke at you a little bit with that one. What do you got going on next week? Anything you want to talk about?
Not much. I know I was off, like I said, trying to finish up school, so I didn't do a video last week. Probably do a news video this week. I've been trying to mix in some big topics in with shorts, using the new feature on Final Cut to get rid of the background and add stuff in. So I'll do a little bit of that. We are going out. We have reservations after work on Tuesday. We're going to take the family over to Epcot to go watch the the fireworks,
That'll
the
be
4th of
fun.
July fireworks celebration, because they throw a hell of a fireworks. Now I am debating on this and if I do it, I'll post it well in advance. I'm debating on live streaming it
You should.
or just filming it. I don't
You
know
should
yet.
live stream it.
Think so?
Yeah, 100%. You should live stream it. I'd live stream it to as many places as I could. You should 100% live stream it. That's where that'll hit in a live stream a lot harder than will in a video. That is awesome. So I look
Maybe I'll
forward
put a
to that
poll. Maybe I'll post a poll up to see if you guys want me to live stream the
I think
fireworks.
you
at
100% want to live stream it. Every year we have fireworks on the lake, so I will be out on the lake on the 2nd. That's when we're doing them this year. So on the 2nd this year, we'll be out there with the fireworks, which is a lot of fun from the boat. It's the boat view is a lot like Disney, how they do them over the water. It's a crazy view
Nice.
when you have them on the water like that. It's absolutely insane. I appreciate you coming and hanging out with me, brother. Sorry that I wasn't here last week.
It's all good. Now, people, don't forget, we will not be here next week. Some things to possibly look forward to in the month of July coming up. Maybe we'll start doing something like that. But we have coming up, we do have some possible guests. We just got to nail down dates. We've got collecting plastics coming up sometime in July, which will be a lot of fun. Great dude. And also a first to as a guest that I'm still trying to nail a date down is Perry Comics, which now does Perry video games or Perry movies. I don't know. He does a lot of different things. Fantastic dude. Known him, probably one of the first guys I met within the community. So can't wait to get him on and get his opinion on things. So some great people that will be getting on the show sometime in the next month. So look forward to that. Other than that, and we know you guys all probably do already, so hit that subscribe button if you don't. And make sure you hit that like button down below. It always helps us out in the algorithm.
You guys have a good one. We'll see you next time.
Later.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Sometimes the easiest things to do take the longest amount of time to get done. I don't know if anybody's ever noticed that, but before we get out of here real quick, guys, don't forget to go check our channel memberships out. These are both very new features to Mr. Techbot and myself, but we're both very proud that we have made it to this point. So go check out our memberships. The link should be down in the description below. If it's not down in the description below, you should be able to go to any one of our videos and it'll be down in the description below. So make sure you go check that out. It's super cool, fun way to get interactive with the channel. You'll get some really cool icons, some really cool emojis you can drop over in that super chat. You can drop over there in that chat so that you can flex on everybody a little bit. And don't forget that any and all super chats will go down in the description after this video is over. Give us 15, 20, maybe even 30 minutes to get it down in there. I mean, we might not be able to do it right away. You know, we've got to eat dinner and still hang out with our family, but we truly appreciate all of you guys, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Have a good one.